A woman is thanking a local couple who she believes saved her life on a Porter Airlines flight. Good evening, I'm Haley Perot. Thank you for joining us. The flight was en route from Toronto to Thunder Bay last Friday when 24-year-old Brooklyn Ivy suffered an epileptic seizure. A nurse and the flight crew came to her aid, but Ivy credits the two Good Samaritans who intervened so that the plane could make an emergency landing in Sault Ste. Marie. Riley Cohen is covering this story, and she joins us in studio with more. Riley?
Thanks, Haley. Ivy's now recovering at home after the plane touched down. She was placed in a medically induced coma and later transferred to Thunder Bay for further treatment. She's now questioning the actions taken by Porter staff and believes if it weren't for the two strangers on board, she may not have survived. Brooklyn Ivy had just moved to Toronto to study and was coming back to Thunder Bay to surprise her dad for Father's Day weekend. She knew her medical history. A car accident had left her with a brain injury, making her susceptible to epileptic seizures. She was able to feel one coming on mid-flight, and when it did, Porter staff asked if any medical professionals were on board. Andrew McKenzie may not be a doctor, but IB says he and his wife may have saved her life.
I got out of my seat, went up to her seat. She was kind of like hunched over with her seatbelt on, having a really bad seizure. So I was like, why is people were just kind of staring, right? They didn't know what to do. Everyone was panicking. So I took her seatbelt off, took her out of her seat, and then put her on the aisle, like to her side. The whole time while the flight attendants were yelling at me, saying that this is not protocol, get her back in her seat.
IB herself thanks the couple for intervening. Mackenzie thinks the resulting arguments mid-flight over how to handle the situation helped cause the plane to land in the Soo, where IB was taken to hospital rather than continuing to Thunder Bay. She's been in contact with the couple since she woke up in the hospital.
For strangers, to do that was absolutely amazing. And, we would hope that anybody would help in any sort of situation like that. And so for the flight attendants to not help was just like mind-boggling. We couldn't believe it. And I'm just so grateful for him and his wife that day.
A spokesperson for Porter has issued a statement saying, "The captain, with support from the cabin crew and a recommendation from the registered nurse, made the decision to keep the passenger in the aisle. Unfortunately, two passengers not directly involved in the situation were disruptive during this process. They were distracting the crew by vocally challenging aspects of the response and interfering with the care for the ill passenger. The safety of all passengers is our #1 priority. The crew followed their training and we support their handling of the situation." IB says she wants to prevent anyone else from going through the same experience.
This isn't even about me. It's about everybody. It's about everybody that flies this airline. It's about people with invisible illnesses, invisible disabilities, and there's just a lack of care and compassion, I think, that we've received from the airline. So we're really hoping that we get, a better response from Porter.
Riley Cohen, TBT News.